President of Patient Care Services and the Chief Nursing Officer of Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh of UPMC. And here I am standing in the former Children's Hospital in Oakland. And I'm here today standing in the G floor corridor where just before we moved, which is almost a year ago today, you can see behind me is the wall in which we had many staff, employees, faculty sign before we moved to Lawrenceville. And I just want to share with you a few of my memories as well as some of our other colleagues' memories before we left here. I actually have been a staff member of Children's Hospital for over 20 years. And when I think where I started 20 years ago, it was quite a long time. I actually started here as a volunteer. But I have really fond memories of working as a volunteer. I think back of the 5th floor solarium. For those of you who worked in the DeSoto Wing, back then I worked with Bertha Howard. And I know some of you remember Bertha. She was a beautiful woman. She was so kind, so compassionate, and she ran that playroom so very well. I also can remember some of my fondest memories. Of course, will always be with the children. And probably one of my favorite roles was really being a staff nurse. Probably one of my most memorable experiences became very attached to those children. We saw kids of all ages, which it still does today, but I really remember taking care of a little lawnmower injury boy. And I actually still have some of the gifts that little boy made me today. And I know as nurses today, and many of you, your names are up on this wall, you still receive those rewards and recognitions that you do today. And I still feel that today when I come back and walk in this building. That's what I think about. Not so much my administrative role, but all the many years that I had and the many days that I recall of being a staff nurse here. I'll never forget them. I also can remember, some of the nurses and even physicians that probably we lost. And although there were so many happy times here, I can't help but when I walk back in this building today that I think of our icon of nursing and our icon of medicine. Right behind me on the wall here, I must read to you here regarding Bev Selaney. I call her our icon of nursing. Bev, your love for the NICU and this hospital will always be felt. Rest in peace and take care of the babies that are there with you. Signed by, I'm most certain, one of her dear NICU nurses, and I'm sure felt by more than just one nurse today. Her entire NICU staff, many of her NICU colleagues, and I'm most certain our entire NICU leadership staff. She left behind many beloved nursing colleagues and also many beloved neonatal babies. And as I walk down just a little bit further down the wall, I couldn't forget a dear colleague of mine and also a dear mentor who I must say helped me get where I am today. And that is Dr. Weiner. And just above here, I'm not sure who wrote this here, but it does say, we'll never forget Dr. Weiner, and I would probably say one of our icons of our physician leaders, certainly here, spent many of his time here, being one of our surgeons, our surgeon-in-chief, one of our former medical directors, and certainly he helped me along my way, most in particularly when I think back of my time here in the operating room. But as you go along, you will see here there are so many memories from so many disciplines that really so many people took time to give their memories here, and so many lovely comments. But truly, when you think about our new building, our new facility, we are fortunate and we are so proud to work in that new hospital, in that new facility. We have one, if not the best in the world, and we know that. But really what makes that new facility and what makes that new hospital for our patients and our families is all of you. It's not just the building, it's not just the facility, all the amenities for our patients and families, it's every one of you. All of you who took time to leave your mark behind here, and all of you, it's the spirit that lives on. And whether we are here in Oakland, whether we're there in Lawrenceville, the building helps and the amenities help, and our patients and families are thrilled with our new building. But most of all, they're thrilled with everything each and every one of you do each and every day. So thanks, and thanks for the memories.
I'm Dr. Andrew Urbach, and I'm here today to take one last look at the Oakland campus of Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. And what I'm struck by is The passage of time. I was first in this building in January of 1979 when I interviewed here for a potential internship, and little did I know that 31 years later I'd be walking through this building for my very last time. And what strikes you as you look at the memory wall is that this building is totally empty. It's devoid of people, of emotion, and it does not really feel like the building that I knew. And what that tells me is that most of what we do is about people. It's about patients, their families, and the healthcare workers who worked in this building. And without them, this feels like a very empty building. On the other hand, I'm struck by all the personal memories. And as you look at the wall, what you see is humility, respect, and thank yous. Humility and respect from the individuals who worked here and the incredible memories that they had of the care that they provided. They mentioned children they cared for. They talk about their own personal growth as they look back and remember the years they worked here with nostalgia. Many, many thank yous from staff for giving them the opportunity to provide care to the children of Pittsburgh and around the world. And you get the sense that the word I would use is privilege, and that's the feel of what you see in these messages. Lots of thank yous from patients and families. One of my favorite is from a cancer survivor who happens to now work here. So you get the sense of passage of time. A number of individuals talked about being patients here and then eventually coming to work here. And that's what all of this is about. It's about people, it's about relationships, it's about providing care in a respectful way, and it's about the memories that are left in this building, memories that are now carried with them through the people who still work at Children's and through the many patients and families who are all over the region and world that received care here. Very, very personal memories for me of the day I walked in here, of all the nights I worked here as a resident and came to work for many, many years here as a faculty member, and the others who in their way share that set of memories also in a personal way. But perhaps most importantly, patients and families who received care here, who are thankful for that care, and who thank all of the individuals that made that possible.